It is here, the moment the universe has woven into the very fabric of our shared reality. While many framed 1212 as a mere manifestation portal, a conduit for simple desires, they missed the profound, multidimensional truth echoing through its energetic signature. Humanity is now navigating a subtle, yet potent, quantum field, where choices made without conscious awareness are etching consequences too deep to easily undo. An unexpected dynamic has unfolded. A cosmic crescendo behind the veil of this 1212 alignment, demanding the full spectrum of your awakened attention. Indeed, a grave error is being perpetrated by many, an oversight that could cost them the very essence of what this portal endeavors to bring forth. But know this, if your consciousness is drawn to these words, if you resonate with this frequency, then you are among the chosen, poised to move with a wisdom that transcends the collective unawareness. Allow me to illuminate a truth. This portal's behavior was not anticipated. Its sheer intensity, its profound vibrational impact, has exceeded all conventional expectations, even among those who have diligently prepared for this celestial alignment throughout the year. There is an undeniable sense that this day has unlatched wider than its intended design, unleashing spiritual consequences that ripple through the energetic landscape as we speak. Many are currently operating from a state of misalignment, acting in ways that will only perpetuate their karmic loops. By the conclusion of this transmission, you will possess the clarity to understand this intricate cosmic interplay, and, in doing so, you will honor your own inner guidance for having listened. We are merely at the precipice of this revelation. Presently, we find ourselves immersed in what can only be described as an energetic metamorphosis, a revealing rather than destructive force. The collective human consciousness has grown overly complacent, assuming that portals are inherently safe, automatically beneficial, mere vending machines of destiny. Today, that assumption is backfiring. The 1212 energy is undeniably positive, an ocean of potent potential, yet it is utterly uncompromising when confronted with reckless, ungrounded action. A powerful internal pressure is permeating the global consciousness today. An impulse to act immediately, to transmit that message, to finalize that decision, to confront that situation, to commit prematurely, or to force a clarity that has not yet organically settled. Many believe they are finally embodying decisiveness, yet in truth, they are being rushed, swept along by a current not their own. Rushed action under this portal does not birth breakthroughs. It accelerates energetic burnout. This is precisely where humanity missteps, mistaking mere momentum for true quantum alignment. They chase quick benefits, superficial results, visible progress, or performative spirituality, engaging in acts solely to affirm their participation in the portal's energy. When this occurs, the universal energy does not reward. It amplifies the underlying misalignment. Powerful energy, much like a quantum accelerator, does not fix distortions, it exposes them with crystalline clarity. Today is not about forcing external outcomes or proving your spiritual credentials to an unseen observer. If any action today is born of fear, external urgency, societal comparison, egoic validation, or the need for external affirmation, the portal does not accelerate the reward. It accelerates the exhaustion, serving as an undeniable feedback loop. It shows you with stark precision whether your actions emanate from a place of deep alignment with your cosmic blueprint or from a place of pressure to simply do something asterisk. It is imperative that you learn to intercept these patterns before they solidify into irreversible missteps. One of the most extraordinary facets of today's energetic signature is the rapidity of its feedback loop. Ordinarily, the true resonance of a decision takes time to manifest. Today, the signal appears almost instantaneously, and crucially, it manifests times before times you act, not after. A very specific internal pattern manifests just prior to an ungrounded move under this portal's influence. First, the urge itself feels urgent, rather than deeply grounded. It feels like something must be done now, rather than something needing to be understood, discerned, and integrated. There is a palpable pressure to act swiftly, not an organic clarity forming naturally within your sovereign being. Then comes the justification, the mind's attempt to rationalize. You feel certain yet profoundly uneasy. You begin constructing elaborate mental frameworks, explaining why this action is logical, why it is absolutely necessary, why waiting would be a profound error. Yet, beneath this veneer of certainty, a subtle tension vibrates. True clarity feels steady, like an anchor in a calm sea. Pressure, by contrast, feels loud, a clamoring echo within. Today, the portal exaggerates this distinction with unprecedented intensity. Another undeniable sign is the compulsion to force certainty, rather than allowing it to land organically within your quantum field. You push yourself to conclude, to finalize, to decide something before it has fully settled in the deepest chambers of your being. This is not intuition, the quiet whisper of your higher self. This is pressure, wearing the sacred raiment of intuition. Here is the pivotal reframe, the quantum shift in perspective. If you act while this internal pressure is loud, you lock yourself into an unnecessary struggle, generating resistance that need not exist, like trying to swim against a powerful current you didn't need to enter. But if you hold space, if you wait for the deep inner steadiness, even for a brief quantum moment, things will unfold cleanly, smoothly, and with exponentially less effort. Today is not testing your speed. It is revealing your mastery in discerning the subtle difference between authentic alignment and externalized pressure. And that precise distinction, that moment of sovereign awareness, determines how this portal truly works for you, the awakened one. Ignoring the 1212 portal does not invite chaos, retribution, or some dramatic cosmic downfall. That is not the benevolent intelligence of this energy. What it actually creates is delay, a subtle, quiet deferral that most remain oblivious to until weeks or even months later. When today passes unnoticed, life does not spectacularly fall apart. It simply continues to loop, repeating familiar patterns. What typically occurs is that individuals continue to pour their precious energetic resources into paths that have already reached their quantum expiration. They persist in attempting to revive conversations that have run their course, chase outcomes that no longer resonate, or force momentum into directions that have subtly, quietly ceased to support their highest timeline. The most frustrating aspect is the pervasive feeling of immense effort yielding negligible return. You are not being blocked, you are being redirected by the universe, but only if you cultivate the profound awareness to notice. The 1212 portal is not a mechanism for pressure or urgency. It is a mirror for recognition. It illuminates which energetic doors are still vibrantly alive with potential and which ones are merely familiar echoes of the past. When someone chooses to ignore this signal, they do not fail. They simply persist in mistaking comforting familiarity for true alignment with their soul's journey. That is where delay manifests, not as punishment, but as repetitive patterns, a cosmic feedback loop gently nudging you toward your destined path. Awareness today is not merely a requirement for spiritual growth. It is a quantum shortcut, a bypass through years of unnecessary struggle. You are not compelled to tune in, but if you do, you cease the exhausting expenditure of energy on things that have already delivered their final, unequivocal answer. This explains why so many feel a profound, inexplicable exhaustion. They are unconsciously pushing against a current that quietly, subtly shifted its direction. The profoundly empowering truth, for you, the sovereign being, is this. Noticing the signal today does not compel you to act. It simply conserves your most precious resource, time. It permits you to move forward unburdened, without dragging the expiring energetic weight of the past behind you. True clarity, born of quantum insight, does not demand effort. It removes unnecessary effort. And that is precisely the unparalleled gift this day offers when it is acknowledged with conscious presence. One of the most critically misunderstood facets of 1212 is the collective expectation that everyone must experience something dramatically, overtly spiritual. This assumption alone generates vast confusion within the energetic field. The profound truth is that this portal does not impact every individual with the same intensity. The vibrational resonance experienced today has very little to do with how spiritually advanced one perceives times themselves to be. It has everything to do with their current state of quantum alignment. For some, today feels surprisingly tranquil, a profound calm, almost uneventful. This is not because nothing is transpiring in their energetic field. It is because nothing is being resisted. Their inner vibrational signature is already harmonious with the cosmic flow. When an individual is already moving in a direction that perfectly matches where their soul's journey intends to go, the portal has no need to dramatically shake anything loose. It merely confirms what is already in magnificent motion. For others, today feels dense, highly charged, or internally intense, a crucible of transformation. Thoughts loop relentlessly, emotions surface with raw intensity, and decisions feel closer, more urgent than usual. This does not signify that something is amiss or inherently wrong. It signifies that something profound is being negotiated internally, a quantum recalibration of their inner landscape. The intensity is not chaos. It is clarity attempting to land, a new energetic frequency seeking embodiment. Discomfort is not a warning. It is information, a data point from your higher self, requesting to be understood and integrated. Reframing this internal dialogue changes everything. Instead of asking, "Why does this feel so intensely overwhelming?" the more aligned question becomes, "What profound truth is attempting to settle within me right now?" When you approach it from this quantum perspective, the pressure dissipates, losing its sharp edge. It transforms from an overwhelming force into gentle, powerful guidance. And once that clarity fully lands, the intensity gracefully fades. Not because the energy has vanished, but because it is finally being met and integrated with conscious awareness. Today creates the perfect conditions for a peculiar form of internal confusion, and this is not accidental within the quantum design. When the internal atmosphere becomes highly stimulated, people instinctively begin to seek meaning within every single sensation, every fleeting thought, every emotional surge. The inherent challenge is that heightened awareness, while a gift, does not automatically equate to profound guidance. It simply means that a multitude of signals are traversing your internal system simultaneously. Without refined discernment, static noise begins to masquerade as profound wisdom. Many individuals today are mislabeling urgency as genuine intuition. They perceive a powerful push to act, to decide, to resolve something immediately, and they mistakenly assume this pressure must be a divine sign. However, true intuition, the voice of your soul, never pressures you into action. It invites you into a profound, peaceful clarity. Anxiety, on the other hand, demands time's movement. It whispers, or often shouts, that if you do not act times now, you will forfeit control, miss your fleeting chance, or fall hopelessly behind. Pressure seeks obedience. Intuition seeks understanding. A co-creative dance. Another common energetic mix-up occurring today is mistaking intense emotional charge for authentic guidance. Just because something feels overwhelmingly intense does not automatically imbue it with truth or alignment. Intensity often emanates from attachment, the fervent desire for a specific outcome, the paralyzing fear of a perceived loss, or the insatiable need for external validation. When these powerful emotions are amplified under the unique energetic signature of a day like this, they can times feel, times spiritual, profoundly meaningful, even cosmically destined. But this feeling does not in itself render them reliable guides for your sovereign path. Intuition carries a profoundly different energetic signature. Even on days charged with this potent, transformative energy, intuition remains calm, steady, and paradoxically simple. It does not argue its case. It does not rush your decision-making. It does not require dramatic justification. It often manifests as a quiet, internal knowing that, while not always exciting, feels inherently and unequivocally times correct. Anxiety is its polar opposite. It weaves elaborate stories, manufactures desperate urgency, and cunningly convinces you that impulsive action will equate to immediate relief. Here is the outside-the-box truth, a quantum insight most people overlook. Today is not perilous because people are feeling times too much. Deep, authentic feeling is never the issue. Today becomes risky when individuals unconsciously trust the feeling that promises immediate, fleeting release rather than the profound, steady knowing that offers long-term stability and true alignment. Not every signal transmitted through your energetic system is a directive. Some sensations are asking to be simply witnessed, observed without judgment, rather than blindly followed. This is precisely why so many individuals feel mentally overstimulated today. Their intricate energetic system is accurately perceiving real, subtle shifts, but without the internal discernment to filter and process them properly. When the clamor of anxiety is mistakenly interpreted as the quiet wisdom of intuition, people act prematurely. They utter words they have not fully processed, make choices they have not deeply grounded in their truth, or commit to paths they are fundamentally unready to sustain. Later, they find themselves questioning why the outcome feels so profoundly off-kilter, so misaligned. The key distinction today is not between spiritual and non-spiritual, it is between what is loud and what is steady within your internal universe. True guidance feels like clarity settling gracefully into place, an effortless knowing. Anxiety feels like something relentlessly chasing you from within, a phantom predator. The portal does not reward whoever moves with the most speed or urgency. It responds, with unwavering precision, to whoever moves with the most cleanliness, and alignment. And the precise moment you recognize and embody that profound difference, the internal cacophony begins to quiet, naturally, spontaneously, as if in recognition of your awakened consciousness. Today possesses a unique capacity to bring you face to face with aspects of yourself you typically keep hidden. Not in moments of quiet reflection, not during controlled spiritual practices, and certainly not in curated settings. This is not a day where the shadow self appears as deep, unaddressed pain, ancient trauma, or dramatic emotional breakdowns. It is far more subtle, more insidious, and precisely for that reason, far more potent. The shadow manifests while you are simply living your normal, day-to-day existence. It appears in real time through reactions that genuinely surprise you with their intensity or incongruity. You might find irritation bubbling up in a moment where you are usually a bastion of patience. Judgment might surface with startling speed before you have the conscious milliseconds to filter it. You may catch yourself in the act of wanting to prove something, defending yourself with unnecessary vehemence, or subtly withdrawing instead of remaining authentically present. None of these moments are signs that you have regressed on your spiritual path. On the contrary, they are profound indications that something deeply honest is being revealed, illuminated by the portal's relentless light. The shadow, understand this, is not the worst, most malevolent version of you. It is simply the unexamined one, the unintegrated potential. What imbues today with such profound significance is the sheer rapidity with which these revelatory moments occur. There is a diminished buffering, a thinner veil between external stimulus and internal response, which means you perceive yourself with unparalleled clarity, sometimes uncomfortably so. The portal does not grant you the luxury of polishing your reactions or retreating behind your meticulously constructed self-image. It shows you, with unwavering honesty, who is actually driving your energetic vehicle in those subtle, often unconscious moments. And that, my friend, is precisely where the real, transformative work truly resides. This is a crucial understanding. Encountering your shadow today is not a sign of spiritual failure or regression. It is a powerful affirmation that you are conscious enough, aware enough, to notice times when something within you does not align with your highest truth. Many individuals never reach this crucial point. They simply react, rationalize, move on, and never pause to question the underlying impulse. Today, you are being offered a rare, potent opportunity to pause in the very midst of a reaction and recognize with sovereign clarity. That was not the version of me I aspire to operate from. That was not my authentic vibrational signature. That moment of pure recognition, that sovereign discernment, is everything. The shadow, as it presents itself today, is not asking to be battled, suppressed, or subjected to endless intellectual analysis. It is asking to be acknowledged, understood, and gracefully adjusted. When you notice a surge of irritation, the work is not to descend into self-reproach or shame. The work is to calmly inquire, what boundary, what expectation, what deeply held belief is quietly being violated in this moment? When judgment surfaces, it is often a precise pointer to something unresolved, an unintegrated aspect within times you asterisk, rather than something inherently flawed with the other person or situation. Awareness, the light of conscious presence, transmutes impulsive reaction into empowered, deliberate choice. What is truly revolutionary about this day is the potential for immediate, quantum correction. You do not require weeks of arduous processing or dramatic, earth-shattering breakthroughs. Sometimes, the profound shift occurs in the exact second you consciously choose a different, more aligned response. When you choose to soften instead of hardening your energetic field, when you choose to stay present instead of retreating into withdrawal, or when you allow something to simply pass instead of unconsciously escalating it, those microscopic, intentional choices are precisely where true alignment, your authentic power, actually lives. This is why today holds such monumental significance. The portal does not merely amplify intention, it amplifies profound honesty. You see yourself as you truly are, in authentic motion, not as you idealistically imagine yourself to be. And this, chosen one, is not a reality to be feared. It is a powerful truth, to be embraced and utilized as a catalyst for your ascension. True growth does not commence with a state of perfection. It begins with the clarity of noticing. If you permit yourself to encounter your shadow today, without judgment, without panic, and without the frantic urge to instantly fix everything, you will emerge lighter, more integrated, more whole. Not because the shadow has magically vanished, but because it no longer exerts its subtle control over you from behind the veil of unconsciousness. Today is not about forcibly becoming someone entirely new. It is about becoming more times accurate, times in your self-perception, more aligned with your highest truth. And that precision, that deep accuracy, is precisely what engenders real, sustainable power within your being. One of the most profoundly underestimated effects of the 1212 portal is its potent amplification of collective behavior, a subtle yet pervasive influence on the human energetic field. This doesn't manifest as overt peer pressure or readily identifiable external influence. Rather, it appears internally as thoughts that feel intensely personal, decisions that seem entirely self-led, and realizations that feel authentically yours, even when they are subtly borrowed from the surrounding energetic atmosphere. Today, ideas propagate faster than usual, much like a viral meme in the global consciousness, and confidence becomes remarkably contagious. Individuals begin to make significant moves, changing plans, initiating contact, committing to new ventures, detaching from old ones, or declaring something final not because an undeniable clarity has landed within their sovereign being, but because the collective field is buzzing with an almost irresistible urge for action. The portal, in its quantum intricacy, magnifies suggestibility far more powerfully than it does genuine wisdom. This distinction is absolutely critical for your discernment today. When collective energy ascends, the need for individual discernment becomes not less, but exponentially more vital. What renders this particularly intricate is the sheer conviction it inspires. Group momentum today doesn't feel chaotic or random. It feels meticulously organized, profoundly purposeful, and undeniably justified, much like a well-orchestrated geopolitical strategy. You might find your internal dialogue echoing, "Everyone seems to be doing something significant. Perhaps I too should act decisively." This, precisely, is the portal amplifying the illusion that mere movement equates to authentic alignment with your higher self. But momentum, understand this, is never synonymous with truth. Today, the collective feels overwhelmingly confident, and that, paradoxically, is precisely why you, the awakened one, should not follow it blindly. Confidence, especially under this particular energetic signature, propagates faster than genuine clarity. Decisions acquire a veneer of social proof and collective affirmation long before they are deeply grounded in internal wisdom. People reinforce each other's certainty, often without ever slowing down to truly question whether that certainty originates from within their own deepest knowing. And when collective confidence reaches its zenith, individual intuition is often, tragically, drowned out by the noise. This is the mechanism through which people find themselves leaping into ideas or commitments that, weeks or months later, begin to unravel. In the potent, amplified moment, such actions feel exhilarating, profoundly justified, even divinely fated. Weeks from now, however, they begin to feel hollow, devoid of true resonance. This occurs not because the portal deliberately misled them, but because they unwittingly substituted genuine alignment with their soul's path for mere collective agreement. Agreement often feels safe, a comfort in numbers. Alignment, by contrast, feels quiet, a profound, unshakable inner knowing. The 1212 portal does not penalize connection or shared movement. Instead, it powerfully exposes imitation. It highlights, with piercing clarity, the true origin point of your actions. Are they born of authentic resonance with your soul's truth, or are they merely a reactive response to the amplified collective field? When an idea, a vision, or a commitment truly emanates from your sovereign being, it requires no external validation. It possesses no desperate urgency. It needs not to be loudly announced or impulsively rushed into existence. It carries an inherent, grounded quality that remains steadfast, unwavering, even when no one else in your immediate orbit is pursuing the same path. This is precisely why pausing today, entering a state of conscious observation, is so immensely powerful. Not to isolate yourself from the world, not to reject the potent collective energy, but to diligently trace the true origin of your impulses. Ask yourself, with profound honesty, where did this thought, this urge, truly begin? Did it arrive quietly, effortlessly, without any internal or external pressure? Or did it feel right simply because it was already circulating widely in the collective energetic field? True alignment, emanating from your core being, requires no external momentum to feel utterly real and authentic. The portal favors those who possess the profound capacity to remain internally sovereign, deeply anchored in their truth, even as the external field accelerates around them. You are not required to disengage from the world today. You are simply called to remain acutely aware of where your unique, sovereign signal ends and where the amplified noise of the crowd begins. That heightened awareness alone will serve as your navigational compass, preventing you from drifting into decisions and pathways that were never, in the grand design of your cosmic blueprint, truly meant to be yours. One of the most pervasive and significant misunderstandings surrounding energetically charged days like today is the ingrained belief that you must feel good for the portal to operate in your favor. There's a widespread assumption that you need to maintain a state of unflagging positivity, relentless optimism, elevated vibration, or an artificially high emotional state, lest you somehow squander or miss the sacred opportunity. This idea, deeply rooted in a superficial understanding of energetics, completely misses the profound intelligence with which this energy actually operates. Forced positivity, understand this, does not align you with the portal's true potential today. On the contrary, it creates energetic friction, a subtle resistance within your system. What the 1212 portal truly responds to with absolute precision is time's honesty, and not the dramatic, cathartic kind that people typically associate with deep spiritual work. This isn't about confession. It's not about exhaustively unpacking past trauma, digging into the depths of shadow work, or transforming the day into an emotional excavation. It is far, far simpler and infinitely cleaner than that. It is about recognizing what is truly real within you times right now asterisk in this quantum moment, without exaggeration, without spiritualizing it away, and without attempting to escape its raw truth. Truth, in its purest form, does not require dramatic intensity to be powerful. It demands unparalleled accuracy. Today's energetic signature is exquisitely sensitive to internal mismatch, to any subtle dissonance between your inner and outer states. If you profess to be overflowing with excitement, yet internally you are riddled with profound uncertainty, the portal does not reward your forced enthusiasm. It amplifies the underlying tension, bringing it forcefully to your conscious attention. If you project an aura of unwavering confidence, while quietly feeling profoundly misaligned, the internal pressure increases not as a punishment, but as a precise, unwavering energetic feedback mechanism. The system is elegantly simple, a quantum law. Whatever you are actively pretending not to notice within your own being becomes louder, more insistent, impossible to ignore. Conversely, whatever you are willing to honestly acknowledge, with courage and presence, gracefully settles down, resolving itself within your energetic field. This is precisely why forced positivity dramatically backfires today. Smiling through genuine uncertainty, mechanically repeating affirmations you do not deeply believe, or attempting to override your true emotional state with an artificial optimism does not generate momentum. It generates resistance, a countercurrent that exhausts your vital life force. The portal is not demanding that you times feel better times than you actually do. It is, with profound love, asking you to cease lying to yourself about where you authentically are on your journey in this very moment. Clean honesty is a vastly different vibrational frequency from emotional dumping or self-pity. It is quiet, grounded, and immensely powerful. It sounds like admitting internally without drama or self-condemnation. This particular path no longer excites the depths of my soul, or I am genuinely not ready to make this pivotal decision yet, or I still desire this outcome, but not in the exhausting, a forceful way I have been chasing it. No theatrics, no elaborate narrative, just pure, unvarnished truth. And in the precise moment that truth is consciously acknowledged, something profoundly interesting occurs. The internal pressure dramatically drops, like a weight lifted from your quantum field. This is how true alignment manifests today, effortlessly, organically. You are not required to meticulously set intentions, perform elaborate rituals, or convince yourself of anything outside your truth. When what you authentically feel, what you truly think, and what you are willing to honestly admit to yourself impeccably line up, energetic flow moves spontaneously, gracefully, without any perceived effort. Alignment is not something you actively create times today. It is something that is times revealed, times the moment internal resistance ceases. That is precisely why some individuals experience subtle yet profoundly powerful shifts today without consciously doing anything special or performing any elaborate spiritual acts. They are not frantically attempting to fix their mood or artificially upgrade their mindset. They are simply being brutally, beautifully accurate with themselves. And accuracy, under this portal's influence, is intensely magnetic. Decisions clarify themselves with stunning ease. Situational dynamics reorganize naturally, as if by unseen hand. Opportunities don't feel chased. They feel impeccably timed, perfectly aligned. The most powerful act you can undertake on 1212 is not to force positivity. It is to be profoundly, courageously real, because truth requires no force, no strenuous effort, no performance. It aligns quietly, effortlessly, and once it does, everything else, in its divine timing, follows its harmonious lead. One of the most subtle yet profoundly transformative effects the 1212 portal has is its capacity to fundamentally alter your relationship with desire itself. This shift does not manifest in a dramatic, cataclysmic way, nor through painful rejection or bitter disappointment. Instead, it operates through a quiet, almost imperceptible detachment. You may find that something you intensely craved, something you pursued with unwavering focus just days or weeks ago, suddenly feels distant, almost irrelevant to your core being. The desire itself doesn't feel inherently wrong or bad. It simply no longer exerts the powerful magnetic pull it once did. And this can be profoundly unsettling if your identity has historically been defined by what you are actively chasing, by your external ambitions. This, however, is not a loss. It is a profound, energetic calibration, a retuning of your inner compass. The portal does not pass judgment on your past goals or aspirations. It simply reveals, with crystalline clarity, whether those desires still resonate with your evolving internal direction, with the unfolding of your cosmic blueprint. Desires, by their very nature, are fueled by a potent emotional charge, a vibrational frequency. And today, that very charge is being intelligently redistributed throughout your energetic system. When something no longer authentically fits the person you are becoming, the energy that has been supporting that desire quietly, gracefully withdraws. When a deeply held desire suddenly goes silent, it is often because it has already fulfilled its purpose. It has taught you precisely what it needed to teach, guiding you to a new plateau of awareness. What is crucially important to grasp is that this is not about consciously giving anything up. You are not being asked to sacrifice a cherished dream or to renounce a deeply held aspiration. The attachment itself simply fades on its own, dissolving into the quantum field. A plan you were once deeply invested in begins to feel like an unnecessary burden, an arduous effort. A future you painstakingly imagined ceases to feel genuinely exciting or inspiring. And instead of the expected panic or resistance, there is a strange, profound sense of neutrality, often accompanied by an unexpected wave of relief. That neutrality, that profound inner peace, is the unequivocal signal. Most individuals misinterpret this pivotal moment and, out of ingrained habit or fear, instinctively attempt to reignite the fading desire. They tell themselves, often with internal pressure, that they should still want it, that it made perfect sense before, that letting it go signifies failure or a loss of precious momentum. But the portal is doing the precise opposite. It is wisely conserving your most vital energy by gently withdrawing it from directions that would, in the long run, only deplete and exhaust you. True alignment, the resonance with your highest self, does not need to overtly motivate you. It profoundly simplifies your path. This is why 1212 doesn't always deliver grandiose new visions or audacious towering goals. Sometimes its most profound gift is to quietly clear the emotional noise, allowing you to cease chasing what no longer responds to your authentic vibrational frequency. And it accomplishes this without force, without external pressure, and without immediately needing a replacement. A sacred space is created within your being, not to leave you feeling empty, but to allow something far more accurate, far more aligned with your destiny, to gracefully emerge when the timing is divinely perfect. There is immense power, profound potential, in that sacred pause. When desire dissolves naturally, not through force but through evolution, your behavior shifts effortlessly, organically, in alignment with your true self. Most individuals approach the 1212 portal with an inherent extraction mindset. They are meticulously scanning the day, searching for something flashy, an undeniable sign, a miraculous intervention, a sudden emotional high, a singular moment that unequivocally proves something significant is happening. They crave immediate confirmation, tangible reassurance, or a quick, verifiable reward they can point to and confidently declare, "This is it. This is the quantum breakthrough." And when the day, in its subtle wisdom, does not deliver that kind of overt spectacle, they either forcibly superimpose meaning onto random, disconnected moments, or they walk away convinced that absolutely nothing of significance occurred. That approach, understand this, misses the profound, elegant intelligence of this portal entirely. The 1212 energy does not respond favorably to those who attempt to extract from it, who treat it like a cosmic vending machine where you insert an intention and demand an instant prize. It operates on a vastly different, more refined energetic level, one that profoundly favors genuine awareness over ambitious striving. What distinguishes you, the awakened seeker, from the clamor and noise today is subtle, yet incredibly powerful. You did not arrive here demanding specific outcomes or predetermined manifestations. You did not come seeking cheap magic tricks or hollow guarantees. You came with an open heart and a discerning mind, seeking to understand what is truly happening beneath the surface, within the intricate quantum dance of existence. And that pure intention, that authentic curiosity, alone fundamentally transforms how this day meets you, how the portal unfolds its secrets before your very eyes. Understanding, born of deep presence, aligns you faster, more profoundly than any superficial desire ever could. Many people overload days like this with relentless effort. Affirmations stacked upon affirmation, forced optimism that rings hollow, constant anxious checking to see if something has shifted yet. You, however, did not fall into that trap. You consciously paused, allowing yourself the sacred space to simply observe, to witness the unfolding. And it is precisely this quality of conscious observation, not frantic action, that permits the portal to perform its true, transformative work. Not because you are inherently special in some elitist sense, but because you are profoundly precise times in your energetic engagement. Discernment is the true, invaluable advantage today, the cultivated ability to notice external or internal pressure without blindly obeying it, to recognize authentic clarity without impulsively rushing to act upon it, to perceive what is genuinely being revealed by the universe, instead of frantically trying to manufacture meaning where none organically exists. If you are still resonating with these words, I extend my profound gratitude for your unwavering attention, for your commitment to conscious understanding. If this content has resonated with your soul and you wish to continue exploring these deeper truths, please consider connecting with this channel by subscribing. Your support is deeply, truly appreciated, as it helps to expand this field of awareness. Feel free to share your unique experiences or profound insights in the comments below. For in sharing, we amplify the collective wisdom. Until our next energetic rendezvous, embrace your journey, nourish your sovereign spirit, and stay tuned for more insightful transmissions.